Yeah,
So
that
tell us
was
a little bit about the London scene there, jazz club scene. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Are there a lot of places to play? Playing guitar, it, guitar is still not the most popular instrument for jazz compared to some of.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the London jazz scene, though. I'm kind of curious because it seems like it's pretty vibrant. There's a lot of new players making a lot of great music.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a big scene. That's the thing that I often am always consistently impressed about is there's a lot of musicians and they're all, kind of, as musicians tend to do, especially creative ones, they're all kind of doing lots of different things, and but it still kind of blows my mind sometimes when, because I think I know a lot of people on the scene. I was born in London and grew up on the scene here, but then still every now and then I'm kind of like, wow, this, I find someone who's playing great that I haven't heard of before, and it's like, oh wow, it's just another musician that kind of, has been doing their thing kind of quietly and snuck under the radar. um but yeah, I guess one of the cool things about London is you do have a lot of different styles. If we're talking about jazz, just under that umbrella, which is almost kind of, um, it's such a kind of uh, encompassing word now. I mean, it was back in the '60s, because, but now it's kind of like, what even is jazz?
Right. It's grown
And
so much.
so you get a lot of musicians, yeah, and so everything from like really hard bop people, who kind of want to play in that style, to like fusion, to there's a really good kind of more of a free avant-garde improvised scene here in London. You know, um, and yeah, and kind of everywhere, everything in between. Really, it's pretty good like that. Um, yeah. So if you're kind of into any kind of facet of jazz and creative music, you can normally find like a lot of really good musicians here that will kind of be into that thing. And as it turns out, a lot of the musicians working, they are quite proficient in being able to kind of go in a number of different ways. It's not uncommon, for example, to do like a kind of, like a bop gig, and then like a singer-songwriter gig, and then a pop gig, and then like a, original modern jazz gig, and then a fusion thing, and that has its good and bad things to it. The whole spreading oneself too thin and everything. But yeah, I think it's just there's so many musicians here, um which is a good thing, I think.